Hi, this is Garth here, and welcome to Assessment 3 for Festival Planning. This assessment is about financial management and what it takes to put on a festival and the costs involved. So basically we're going through Assessment 3, and we'll be covering all these 5 questions. First, we have to identify the venues. You know your venues. So we'll open up our spreadsheet, which I've downloaded from here, the template, and also the PowerPoint template. And there's some notes there for you to read to get a bit more of an understanding. So here is a snapshot of the venues, all the venues, and their costs, and their square meterage, and their capacity. So all you have to do is, in the yellow area, is put in the venue number that you've chosen. So in this case, I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, and I'll choose an outdoor area for the sake of it. Outdoor areas are B or G. So B. Okay. Set the venue capacity is maximum I can have 21,000. So that's step 1. And if I go to the next one, it says identify the ways you can earn fixed income. Now this slideshow will help you if you read that, and there's some notes there that can help you. I'm just going to make it up for now, so I'm just going to say sponsorship. Now you don't have to fill all of them, but to get full marks you need to fill all of them, but I'm just going to fill them with the same thing just for the sake of the exercise. And then I'm going to say I got 50,000 from sponsorship. And for the sake of the exercise, I'm just going to enter all of the same. But for yours, it'll be different. So that's the name and then the number. And then the next exercise, it's identify the prices you'll charge for each variable income. These variable items have already been identified. Ticket sales, raffle tickets, merchandise, market stalls, and alcohol. You need to determine the price for each of them. So we go to the next one, variable sales. So the only thing you have to do is click in the orange boxes just here. So now watch this. It says if I sell tickets for $1, 100% of the venue capacity will attend. But if I sell it for $200, it's saying only 12% people attend at that price. In other words, this budget has been prepared by an accountant and understands the demographic and audience. So you're trying to get the best possible ratio. Maybe 50%. Let's try $40. Okay. And then we've got rides there. If you don't have rides, just put 0. If you do have rides, maybe charge $10 for an all-day pass, or $20. Remember, you've got to make sure you're making a profit, and that it stays at 220,000 over 10,000. So raffle tickets, maybe $5. Merchandise, maybe $40. How many market stalls do we have? We're probably going to have 50 market stalls, and we're going to charge them $1,500. We're going to have approximately 30 people are going to spend $30 a head. So that means I'm looking pretty good. I'm looking at $1 million profit there, which is really good. Now, just in case you go pear-shaped and say 150, you'll get a warning saying that your attendance is too low, so you won't have met the criteria. So make sure you drop it down to the appropriate level, and that line shouldn't be there. If you don't make the required profit, for example, let's give another, so $5. Oh no, I think we'll be all right with that. So you can see it's not hard to make a profit in this event, and we'll get quite a few amount of people turning up to it. And then required services. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. That's your expended attendance. If you go into your assessment, it gives you the criteria of what you're required based on your attendance. So in this case, the answers are there. And then so, for instance, traffic controllers. Let's go to traffic controllers. So we have, for every 500 patrons, you need 5 traffic controllers. So in other words, I've got, so I need that's 4, plus it goes over into the next 5,000, so I need 5. And hours per, how many hours? Well, that depends on your event. If you're open for 10 hours, well, that'd be maybe an hour each side, so maybe 12 hours. And then we'll calculate it for you. Security, let's look at the security. I'll let you do the rest. I won't do it for you, but I'm just going to put fake figures in now. Maybe we need 120 security, and they're all going to work 12-hour shifts. And we're just going to do the same for that. Again, you have to look at your stats. I'm not going to do it for you. It's just an example. That will actually be blank. And then based on your 12 hours there. Again, this figure is based on your festival. Your festival might run for a variety of days, so you really have to be careful what you do there. This is based on your specialist services that you identified in Assessment 2, Question 7. So it could be first aid, for example. First aid. You need 5 of them, 6 of them at 6 hours each. So once you've identified all them, then you don't have to have, it just depends on question 2 and 7 how many you filled there. So just check to see what you've got in your answers. And then this is the budget. So we'll just change that budget for X, Y, Z events, showgrounds. And what date is it? What date's your event? 21st November. And there's your snapshot budget. As I said, the accountant's done most of the work for you. And you can see that you've made a profit there. And then you can go into the summary. And you'll see how much money your event made, 2200, with some graphs there. And then there's a roster here if you want to work out your required services, if you want to get some extra working out. And so there's the summary for the PowerPoint presentation. So you can go into the PowerPoint presentation, and now you can put your figures in, type them in, and then your charts as well, and then your expected numbers. And that's it for the finance side of things. Again, we don't really get into the depth of the finance, but just an understanding of how big festivals are and how much money they can potentially make. Thank you very much.